Hi guys.
What's up?
Hey, welcome to a brand new episode of the ICduhweebs podcast. I'm your host Ivan and this is my co-host Caspin. And welcome to our brand new topic for today. Would you like to discuss about it?
Yes, indeed. Today we are going to be discussing a VTuber company called hololive Corporation. Specifically, we are going to be there are three branches, but today we're going to be specifically talking about the JP branch where where it all started.
Mm-hmm.
So, without further ado, we'll start talking about the founder of this amazing corporation, the CEO. This is a man that had a dream of creating idols. The founder of this corp's name is Motoaki Tamigo, or as the hololive, pretty much all of hololive members and the fans call him, Yago. And the funny thing I recently learned is that this nickname Yago came from two members. One member from Gen 0 and the other member from Gen 2. We will discuss about those members. I will bring up those members when we get to them. So,
Funny story too, but again, we'll bring that up later on.
yes. So,
Mm-hmm.
we're going to start with Gen 0, which was weird because usually it would be like 1, but
It's like the very
they
beginning,
started with Gen 0.
all the way back in 2017. So that's going to be
Yes.
interesting. So, who is our first idol in Hololive?
The very first idol of Gen 0 is Tokino Sora. And I gotta say that, of course, she's like the, well, I can't say number one idol, but like she is respected by all the other Hololive members.
Yeah.
And pretty much she is like,
She's like basically like the princess or the queen of Hololive.
she is the goddess
Yeah, that's what they called her.
of Hololive. And
She yeah, basically made the impact of it too for being the first one of the first virtual idols ever in basically VTubing history too.
interesting.
Before even Hololive even expanded the way how it is right now.
Yes, so that's one of the five members of Gen Zero. Another member I would like to start off with is
Hmm.
a diamond in the rough, literal a diamond in the rough. Like, and her name is how is it?
Hoshimachi Suisei?
Hoshimachi Suisei.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, a com.
No, I
No,
was about to spoil the
yeah,
next one.
yeah. So I gotta say that she actually started off like
Humble
her
beginnings.
humble beginnings as like an indie VTuber and worked all the way
Where
to
she
becoming.
was in the Hololive, the hard work and dedication she put in.
Yes,
Holy
she
moly.
had a tough. When I first there's a video about her story, and I gotta say that her journey, like it was. Oh my gosh, I can't even explain it. It's like
It's really heartwarming at the same time. At the same time too, it's also very touching, especially coming from like someone who really wants to fulfill her dreams, who had a hard time doing it, but fought all the way to be where she's at right at this moment.
yes,
And it was so cool at the same time. It's very inspiring,
it
especially
is.
that we know that maybe one day with the hard work and dedication that we put in as well as much as Suisei did, maybe we could achieve that dream as well. You never know, right?
Yes. If if we become VTubers, so
I mean, you never know what could happen, right?
her singing is amazing.
Top notch.
Comet and a Suikopath, which that's fun. It was nickname was made up during one of their old collabs.
Hmm.
So on to the next member that Ivan Chin was gonna
Accidentally spoil.
accidentally spoil. We have Sakura Miko, and honestly, out of these five Gen Zero members, Miko is pretty much the one that is memed a lot.
And she's
As like
also the
made,
funniest.
yeah, she is the funniest because the way she talks and when it comes to her a little English.
Oh gosh,
And of course, as what Ivan was going to say, Mikome, which is a like
the collaboration between her
between
and Suisei.
yes, and it is funny and yeah, some people would recognize Miko like
I feel like just by her voice alone, I pretty much like there are people that might instantly know that it is immediately her. Other than like her design in general.
it's just her funny moments. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So another member of Hologen would be. I'm gonna think about something.
Let's do. How about Roboco-san?
Does she have a full name or is
It's
just
literally just Roboco-san.
all right? So Roboco-san, Roboco-san,
Roboco.
Roboco. I
Roboco.
just say
Roboco. Yeah.
she is an android from
Yes.
her model or character is supposed to be,
I believe so. Yes.
and she is one of the two people that came up with the nickname for Iago, and her singing is
Also
good.
really good.
Also really good. So
In my opinion, out of everyone in Gen Zero, I think she's the most underrated. Like people don't
I
appreciate
do
her more than the others.
yeah.
Oh, that's just my personal opinion, though. But yeah. And then of course, if I'm not mistaken, I believe there's also another member in Gen Zero too, which is AZKi.
AZKi,
Yeah,
yes.
spelled AZKi.
And the very interesting thing about her is that she actually at the time she wasn't an official member. She was a part of another like a music
Yeah.
production, and
Yeah,
I
she
don't
was signed to
remember
a record label
I don't
basically.
remember what it's called.
Yeah, I don't remember either, but basically she wasn't even like officially part of hololive because she was stuck with that record label company to help produce music. And I believe it wasn't until either this year or last year when she was officially, quote unquote, officially part of hololive again.
She became an official member. She's like
Yeah.
both a new and an old character or
Yeah.
old member. It
It,
was funny at the
it,
time.
it seems so weird too because when she, quote unquote, officially joined hololive and like her basically younger gen mates are like being called senpai from her.
Senpai and Kohai at the
Yeah,
same
it's
time.
so weird, but it was so funny.
Yeah. And of course, the music production that AZKi was in during that time, it was also one of the companies or productions that Suisei on her journey to becoming a VTuber, she was also a part of that. But then of course it didn't work out for her. So yeah, that's
But that's
over.
yeah, that's everyone in Gen Zero, right?
Yes. So we got Sora, Suisei, Miko, Roboco, and AZKi.
It's
And
interesting.
I would like I would like to ask after discussing each member
Mm-hmm.
of a certain gen or group,
Okay.
who would you say would be your favorite member
Oh my gosh.
out of them?
Thanks. You're putting me in a tough spot right now.
Don't worry.
Because I literally like all of them.
Yeah,
But
so do I.
if
So do I.
if I'm going to be biased about it and I have to pick one, like if you were to put a gun to my head and tell me which one I pick, I would go with Tokino Sora. Because in my opinion, she had the biggest impact and is the reason why hololive is where it is today.
Yeah, the number one idol of hololive. And for me though, of course, I do love all of them as well. I love all the members, but for Gen Zero, if I had to pick one, I would say Sakura Miko. Why?
Yeah.
Because she's just straight up funny whenever she tries talking and like her interactions with the other Hololive members it's so funny.
It's great.
Her
She's
her
amazing.
little English, her what did you say, clumsiness or like
Yeah, I probably would say clumsiness in
her
general.
clumsiness during certain things such as Minecraft. She has a history of lava buckets.
Yeah.
So
Before I forget too, like each of the hololive members have their own little persona, right?
yes.
So if I'm not mistaken, so Sora is like basically the idol.
They're all
Suisei-
idols.
yeah, basically. But if I'm not mistaken, so correct me if I'm wrong. So Sora is the idol, main idol. Sora is a comet. Miko is the
Sora is not a comet. Suisei is like,
did I say Sora?
yeah.
Suisei is the
Suisei
comet.
is a comet.
They both start with S. I'm sorry,
a
guys.
shooting star.
Yeah, shooting star.
Miko is supposed to be a shrine maiden.
Shrine maiden.
Yes.
Yeah.
A goddess.
Roboco, I think that's a given. And then AZKi, was she given?
I think she was more just pretty much an idol.
Yeah, it was basically
singer.
another singer or idol.
So I don't. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we should also quickly go over that with the rest because when we get to like the more obscure HoloLive members,
and
yeah, exactly.
What are they?
Yeah, you could tell who they are.
What is
just
their
by,
theme?
Yeah, what their theme is. So
that is Gen 0.
yeah. Before we move to Gen 1, though, I believe there's another HoloLive member that we should be talking about. Not specifically any HoloLive member, a Holo staff member.
Yes, the first HoloLive staff member that got a VTuber model. Her name is known as A-chan, which she is honestly she is the greatest staff that I'll ever know of from that. And she not only that, like she is actually close friends with Tokino Sora and Yago. And I do gotta bring up that she is also the one that brought Suisei into HoloLive, because if she hasn't, then we won't even know Suisei at all. So I'm very grateful for her inviting Suisei.
Me too, honestly. Like, if it weren't for her, like, we wouldn't have, like, amazing talents in HoloLive today in general. So,
Yes.
it's so appreciative of, like, how much respect that everyone shows to A-chan in general. Because she mostly, like, not only, like, bringing in new talents, but also, like, being, like, friends with them, getting to know everybody for who they are, and even sometimes, like, being as the translator between, like, different brands.
Different languages. Yes.
Yeah, and really quick fun fact before we move on. So, A-chan is actually younger than me, but older than Caspian.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
Pretty much.
I don't want to reveal her age too, so have fun.
Yeah, I'm 18 and he's
26.
He's 27. Yeah.
I'm going to be 27 next year. That's going to be so weird.
It's not too late. Anyways, so moving on from Gen 0 and the first staff member, on to Gen 1. And who would you like to introduce first? Because I don't know who debuted. So
looking at my screen right now, I'm staring at Shirakami Fubuki.
Shirakami Fubuki.
Yes.
She is another HoloLive member that I would say is memed, but she's like memed as like an adorable, cute fox. Even though some people would call her a cat. But yeah.
Yeah, she's basically like one of the most cutest members in HoloLive, in my opinion. But what I love about her charm is that not only does she like express herself as like super friendly and all, but you know how like people are like saying about like making fun of her for being called a wife of theirs, and no, instead she wants them to be called a friend.
Will you be my girlfriend or wife?
No, friend. No,
yeah.
Just friend. Okay, just friend.
Not to reject all of her fans and everyone else. She would just say, "Oh no, friend, no friend."
The way
Just
how
friend.
she says it too is so adorable.
Her English and her Japanese.
It's
yeah,
good.
So
it's
adorable.
great.
So adorable.
Yeah. Do you remember what her alternate persona is called?
Like what she is?
When not the snowy fox that we get, the white fox, but her black fox one. Does she have another name for that one, or?
I don't know, but yeah, she has another form, which rather than her being as the normal white fox, she turns into a dark version of herself.
Yeah.
Like an edgy version was like.
I actually think it's really cool.
It's cool. It's like. Yeah, she's.
It's interesting, honestly. It sort of reminds me of like a bunch of other HoloLive members, which we'll get into, that also have like different personas from their original personas. Speaking of, do you want to move on to another one?
Yes.
Because looking at my screen, I believe she's also in Gen 1. Akai Haato.
Akai Haato. What? She's supposed well, of course her name Akai is red in Japanese, I believe.
Yes, Akai. And then Haato, heart.
Hearts.
So Red Heart. One of her
Yes.
popular songs is literally called Red Heart.
Pretty much. So she's a very interesting member because I think she is like one of the members that are like well known for her other persona,
Yeah.
which
That's
rather
not
than
Akai Haato.
Akai Haato,
We know her as
HAACHAMA. HAACHAMA.
yeah, that's the one that we really know more than Akai Haato.
And she is one of the ones that like actually I'd say is good with speaking English compared to the
Yes.
other members. The reasoning behind it is that she did study abroad in I believe Australia
Yeah.
for I think 2 years, and so
She was able to pick up English really well, honestly.
yes. And she is also known for her cooking, specifically spiders. Honestly don't know. I know it's a delicacy in other countries, but like it's very interesting when she brings it up. So that's Akai Hato.
Yeah.
And another member of Gen 1 would be
Looking at my screen here, Natsuiro Matsuri.
yes, or I just call Matsuri.
Yeah, Matsuri.
She is supposed to be a high school girl, I believe.
I believe so, yes. I don't remember her persona as well because
Oh,
I know they mentioned that she's supposed to be a regular girl compared to the rest, but I feel like from her name, like Matsuri means festival. So if I'm not mistaken, and again, please correct me if I'm wrong, she's also related to like the drum festival and stuff. Because I don't know if you play Hollow Cure as much, because one of her specials is like beating on a drum, and it is technically part of a festival. So I feel like that's how Matsuri's like has it in her name. But when it comes to Matsuri, how do you describe her as compared to the other fellow members?
Matsuri, as she self-proclaimed as she calls herself, she is the most quote unquote say so member of hololive
Say so, quote unquote.
quote unquote, and say so in Japanese is pretty much innocent or pure, and and then if you've seen her and some of the things she does,
They're a little bit.
very questionable.
Yeah.
Very questionable.
Yeah, we'll just
But
say that.
she calls herself as known, quote unquote, most say so member of hololive.
But I think that's what makes her
that's what makes her funny and interesting.
and very unique compared to the rest of the gen mates as well.
Yeah.
Because I think compared to all of them, I feel like she would be the one to step over the boundaries. Well, maybe besides Hachima, but
one
she's
of the
different.
ones just Hachima steps over a different boundary.
Yeah, exactly.
But yeah. So that's 3 of 5 members of Gen 1. Another member would be Rosenthal Aki.
Yep.
And from no, she's supposed to be like a futuristic alien.
Yeah.
Where her ponytails are like not even connected to her hair. They're just floating
They're
around.
floating on the side. It's cool.
That is very
Yeah.
interesting.
I think she's the only HoloLive member to actually have features like that.
Very interesting.
Yeah.
And I know her singing is I've only heard like a few of her songs, and
They're great, dude. I love it.
They're
no,
great.
as much as I think her songs are great, I think what makes it even more better is her dancing. Because
yeah, her
I
dancing.
don't know if like any of you guys like watch HoloLive in general, but there's one where she's actually teaching the other girls how to belly dance.
Oh yeah.
She's really good at it, honestly.
So
That's like the number one thing I think about when it comes to Aki. It's
belly
basically
dance.
like her skills at dancing. Belly
also she
dancing.
has an amazing voice.
Yes.
Whether if it comes to singing or trying to speak English,
Yeah.
it's like it makes you think, ooh, sexy kind of thing, like a motherly figure.
Pretty much, yeah.
And I believe her, I wouldn't say persona, but like one of her like I guess mascots is like a like buffed up male version of herself. It's
Mm.
like I think it's called Muki Rose. Muki Rose?
Mugen Rose? Something like that. Yeah, I
Muki
know what you're talking about too. I
Muki
just don't
Rose.
remember. I don't follow Aki as much compared to the other members,
Yeah,
but
same, but
mm,
it became a big thing for her.
mm,
It's like her stand, her JoJo stand or guardian. So, and to the last member of Gen 1 would be
Yozora Mel.
oh yeah, I don't know. I just blanked out for a second. Yeah. Yozu
No, yeah, I think you're thinking about the
was
other
it
member from Gen 2.
Yeah. Yozu was it
Yozora Mel.
Yozora Mel.
Mm-hmm.
She is a vampire, or as like some of the fans would like to call her, vampire.
Mm-hmm.
The reasoning behind that is because with her model, I say
Ah!
her like is revealing in a way
Yes.
to the point where there was a point where YouTube banned her.
Yes. I believe they terminated her channel, if I'm not mistaken.
Ooh, and
Yes. I believe they did it once or twice. I'm not 100% sure.
at least once, she was banned because of
Yes.
how her model was really revealing. But then later on, of course, I think that got fixed in a way.
Yeah.
It got fixed or it was allowed, and other than that, I'd say she is adorable.
She is, honestly.
She is adorable.
Especially with their pairing to a certain someone that we'll mention in Gen 2. It'll, yeah, she's honestly one of the cutest members and one of the most, I would say, the brightest and peppiest member in that group's generation.
She also has like a sexy voice when it comes to trying to speak English. So,
Yeah, that's true.
so
So
I
that's,
wouldn't like rather not the like sexy mother like Aki, but like this is very nice. Like
yes.
ASMR and all that. So, out of Gen 1, who would you say is your favorite?
Good question.
You got Fubuki,
Yep.
you got Matsuri,
Mm-hmm.
Aki,
Mm-hmm.
Mel,
Mm-hmm.
and what the heck am I forgetting?
HAACHAMA.
Hachama. I don't know why.
It's so sad because I feel like,
Oh, actually, before you answer that question,
okay.
there was a sixth member that was in Gen 1. However, she graduated,
Yes.
and graduation
Yeah.
is when you
Basically, no, actually, I think she was terminated.
oh
Yeah, so basically, graduated means is that you're basically quitting the agency.
you're leaving.
Yeah,
It's very sad because you
yeah,
know graduation's supposed to be a happy thing, but
yeah, but no, this one, no, straight up terminated.
terminated.
Yeah,
And
so
we her name is I usually mess up the name,
so
so
this is Hitomi Chris.
he told me Chris,
But
and
I feel like we shouldn't bring up a
we
lot of
don't
information about her.
honestly we don't know much about her.
Yeah,
The
the
fact that she was she was terminated like during her early times of as a Gen 1 member. So,
yes. And what we can't bring it up as much too because there are a lot of legal issues that were involved in it, and I feel like it's a little uncomfortable to talk about it here when we're talking about all the other Hololive members in general.
so you guys can search her up like
Yeah,
if you want, but just be prepared for what you learn about her. So,
yeah. It's gonna be a little bit on the dark side, but when you understand her story and everything, you'll know the reason why she was terminated in the first place.
yes. So, moving aside from that, who would you say is your favorite Gen 1 member?
Um, I want I want to say I want to tie it between two of the members, but if I were gonna pick one, I'm gonna go with Fubuki.
Fubuki. And I'm not gonna lie, for my favorite, I would also say Fubuki. What would you say your reasoning behind that?
Just the way how she like is in general. The way how she
She
like brings up her persona with like different collabs and stuff with other people. The way how she connects with her audience,
and
basically.
she's like one of the most sociable,
Yes.
active member.
Yeah.
for me is pretty much the same reasoning, but also because she did introduce another group into hololive,
Yeah, and
which
we'll be
we'll do
bringing that up later.
sooner than later. So, moving on from Gen 1,
Let's
we
hop over to
have
Gen 2.
Gen 2. Yes. The first member, well, I don't know who debuted first, but like the first member that I would like, for me, I would like to talk about is Ozura Subaru. And Subaru, as I usually call her, she is actually the other person that came up with the nickname Yago. And so
Her and Roboco, to be
her and
specific.
Roku, yes.
Yeah, as we mentioned before.
So Subaru, she was supposed to be based her from her model. She's supposed to be based off of like an athletic person, from what I
Yeah,
got,
like
specifically towards like I think baseball,
yeah, baseball.
from what I've seen. However, as the years gone by, she was at first she was made fun of, not well, I wouldn't say made fun of, but like as a duck because of some of the noises she makes in her voice and
Yeah,
all that. And it's gotten to the point where she accepted it. She is a duck, and
yeah.
she is a group of, she's a in a mini group with other hololive members known as holotori. And tori is the Japanese word for bird.
Yes.
So
Stealing my cue because of how much I love birds.
yes, that word's fine. So
Yeah.
honestly, Subaru, I find Subaru very funny because of the way that she interacts with the other members,
Yeah.
and her shouting is like,
Her shouting, oh my gosh,
it's
it's
so
like it's like tenfolds,
it is
dude.
funny. It's funny.
Yeah, but I think that's what makes her unique as well
Very
compared to
unique.
the rest. Especially if you know, like she's like upset over something and you hear her scream. Oh my gosh, whether if it's intentional or not,
Yes,
anytime she screams, it's so funny.
it is. So, on to the next member of Gen 2. Would you like to?
A certain someone that I have on top of my
Someone on
shelf.
this shelf, I believe it's the one that's all the way up in the top corner near
Yeah.
one of the uh, tank engines.
Yeah, she's holding on to Kuromi.
Her,
And so basically, if you don't know who you see on the top left, I don't know if the camera's even clear showing her or not, but if you don't know who I'm referring to, this is Minato Aqua.
Minata Aqua. She's supposed to be a maid, right?
Correct. Really cute and adorable too, but
She,
also has like a really good
she,
gamer
she,
side.
she, that and also she is a like a very socially awkward and shy character, which me and Ivan Chan can relate to. But like hers, it's like equivalent. She's pretty much Bochi if you don't know that anime. With this very shy and awkward.
Yeah.
Well, of course she
Basically, yeah,
tries
you
to.
have a hard time speaking with people. That's sort of Aqua in a nutshell. She's
Yes.
even afraid to like express herself to others too, because of like how sociable everyone else around her is.
Yes, pretty much. However, there is her gen mate that does that pretty much like seen partnered up with or helps her is what is her
I believe it's Murasaki Shion.
Murasaki Shion. I don't know if I said it right. She is a brat. Oh no, I was gonna say she was a witch, but technically she's like the first Kusagaki, which means in Japanese or is the Japanese name for cheeky brat. But oh no.
I mean, you're not wrong,
I'm not
right?
wrong, but it's
Not
like
wrong.
that's not what I wanted to start off with. But pretty much,
She is a brat. She is a brat.
She's a witch. She's
Yeah,
a
but
brat.
she is a witch. That's her persona.
She is seen as like
A brat.
helping Aqua and some other hololive members when
Yes.
they started. So
So
and
basically, one of them is the onion, the other one's the garlic.
yes, and I'm gonna give you a hint. Aqua looks like a red onion. Sorry,
I
I'll
wonder
let
who
you.
the other is. Then.
I wonder too. But yeah, she is one of the, would you say, sociable ones?
I'd say so.
For
Yeah.
yes. So But she has like in some cases she has some sass, some
Yeah.
self-esteem, and
Yeah. Well, she really knows how to get on people's nerves from time to time.
yes, cheeky brat.
But it's in a funny way that
It
makes it
is.
enjoyable to watch.
It is.
I think that's what makes her so unique compared to the rest of Gen 2.
Yes. So another member we have
Let's do Nakiri Ayame.
Nakiri Ayame. She is supposed to be an
An
oni
Oni
with
VTuber.
with a dual blades or two swords. I don't remember their two swords name, but
Same, sadly.
technically, I find Ayame as one of the most adorable members in hololive
Yes.
overall. Like the way she laughs, the way that like pretty much like she talks and all that stuff, but mostly of her giggles. It's like
Yes.
that little child that's just like you find so adorable.
I just have two words every time I think about her.
I
Dochi
want-
dochi.
Yeah, dochi dochi is like the one thing she says whenever she's like exploring on her own. Her own, it'll be like dochi 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 dochi.
It's so
It became
adorable.
a meme.
Yeah. They even made like a brief song on the HoloLive channel about it.
Yes,
It's adorable,
it's
honestly.
really adorable.
But sadly, I think like out of all of Gen 2, I think she's like the least popular out of the rest. I could be wrong though.
Could be wrong.
Yeah.
It's
But
certain
again,
things.
yeah. But in my opinion, I feel like somehow, some way, the other members surpass her. But I still adore her.
Yes. So, and then the last member of Gen 2 would be
The one that relates to Yozora Mel.
in a way.
I feel so upset because I actually forgot her full name. But we
Her
mostly
name
call her
is
Choco. Choco Sensei.
Choco. Yeah, she is supposed to be a succubus and a nurse. Like, and how? Oh my gosh.
It's sort of a bit hard to describe her because I see her as like
she's a succubus and a nurse, and in some cases she like acts sexually, but not like too much to
Yeah.
that point, but like acts sexy in a way, and
But the thing that most people, I'd say, probably know about her, or at least from us, is every time she collabs with Mel.
she collabs with Mel or Subaru, and
Yes.
another hololive member we'll mention later.
So, yeah, and I think what makes them unique, especially like if you have like the comparisons between her and Mel, it's really ironic too, are their birthdays because of Mel being born on October 31st, aka Halloween, and then Yozora Mel, Choco Sensei, you could obviously guess when she's born then. Do you want to take a guess?
On Halloween as well.
It's actually not Halloween, but
I
it's
didn't
on a
know.
specific day. A holiday. Well,
Is it no, I actually don't know.
it's February 14th, aka Valentine's Day.
I actually didn't know that.
Yeah,
Okay.
fun fact. Now you
One was
know.
born on Halloween, the other was born on Valentine's. I
Yes.
didn't know that.
Yeah, that's interesting, right?
Yeah, interesting. But yeah, she has a good voice, sounds sexy and all that.
Yeah.
And then funny moments when collabing with other members. So
But what I find really funny about her, at the same time too, like no harm about her too, is that how she's really bad at games.
there's some cases where she's okay.
Yeah, yeah.
But,
One example that I can really think about is their Mario Kart tournament that they held, I believe, a year ago. Literally, almost every single race she was involved in, she was almost always last.
Yeah.
Yeah, I felt really bad for her because there were moments where I feel like she sort of like tries to figure out what she's doing, but she doesn't know how to execute it properly. But then at the same time too, I understand because it's hard to grasp the controls and figure out what you're supposed to do.
Yeah. Yeah. It's understandable for
Yeah.
some people.
I still feel for her though, so
So out of Gen 2, who would you say is your favorite?
biases.
Biases. Oh, I wonder. It's Aqua. Minato Aqua. For me, I would have to go with Usada.
Shwa!
I wonder who that could be. Actually, yeah.
Did I actually get it right?
Ozuru Subaru is my favorite Gen 2 member.
Okay.
And guys, when he started doing the shuba shuba, that's pretty much how ducks sound like for
In
Japanese.
Japan, yeah,
In
yeah. They don't
Japan,
go
like,
quack, they go
like,
shuba.
shuba shuba. So yeah, that's my favorite member. So moving on from Gen 2,
I believe.
not Gen 3, but it is
Yes.
one of the, I guess, the first, like, it's like a group in between.
Yeah, so like you take a break in between groups 2 and 3, and we introduce a
It's
miniature
like
subculture group.
2.5,
Yes,
I'd
yeah,
say.
and it's
It's
very
a
unique about these four individuals in
very,
particular.
very unique because starting off with the first member, we've already talked about this member. It is Shirakami?
Yep, Shirakami Fubuki.
Shirakami Fubuki. She is the one that pretty much had this idea, and so the funny thing is that, not funny thing, an interesting fact is that she invited her friends, or gave suggested that, oh, why don't you guys join the hololive group, became a VTuber, and so it actually happened. They
Yes.
made a separate group in hololive, not Gen 3, but a gen called Holo Gamers.
Like a subgroup in between.
Yes,
And
and
what I believe it's also unique from the rest too, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe the reason why that group was formed is because they want that group specifically to only focus on gaming.
on the gaming part, while
Yes.
the first 3 gens are based off of singing. Of course, everyone else started doing gaming. So,
Because this is
but
the popular norm these days.
the first map, so we got Fubuki who started it all. The technically the first, I guess, first member mentioned would be Ookami Mio.
Yes.
Ookami Mio. She is supposed to be like a wolf goddess.
Yes.
Like one of the
I believe
goddesses.
so, yeah. She's also the motherly figure.
The funny thing for her is that, like, she is seen as the motherly figure, and she would sometimes be called Mio Mama or Mio Sha.
Yeah.
But technically, what's funny about that is that I've heard from, is that she is the youngest member of Holo Gamers.
That's all the more
That
funny
was
if you ask
very
me.
interesting.
But I think maybe by the sound of her voice, maybe you understand the reason why.
She does sound motherly in a way, so.
In a cute way.
In a cute way, yes.
Yeah.
And now, for the other 2 members in Holo Gamers.
I feel like you need to do this one.
Yes.
I'm gonna leave it to
2
you.
members, which are technically pretty much the best friends of the gamers. Very close. We have Nekomata Okayu. She is a cat. The cat. She's a cat.
The
And
cat girl.
her best friend, Inugami Korone, which I have mentioned, and these 2, they're like when the first thing that comes to mind for like best friends is these 2 in hololive, and honestly, their collabs, their interactions, and the way that they pretty much know each other so well is, I find it's amazing and funny at the same time.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Okayu is more of the calm kind of member, while Korone is the randomly to me funny, but randomly like expressive kind of member. And so that's what makes these duos amazing, is the way they interact with not just each other, but with other hololive members. So
What's their name together?
they're
Or what the fans call them? Do you know?
Wait, hold on. Was it? Okakora is what they're called. For a second, I almost forgot that they had a name. But yeah, technically, these 2 gamers. I believe Korone was the last member to be debuted, and so she is very interesting, in my opinion. That I'll let you guys find out later. So. Those are the hololive gamers.
We're making it hard now.
Fubuki, Mio, Okayu, and Korone. So
Who's the best girl out of the group?
I can't say best girl, but
See?
my favorite overall would have to careers is Inugami Korone. But of course, I really love their dynamics together.
Yeah, honestly,
And
me too. You can't judge them on that.
yes, but of course, I love both of them. My daughters, my pets, and all that. So
Honestly, for me too. Like I know I said earlier, Fubuki was my favorite, but out of the group for gamers,
if not including Fubuki,
yeah, it would be Korone.
this is so funny.
Yeah,
So funny.
and fun fact for me personally, I don't know about you, but before I even knew what hololive was, Korone was actually one of the first Japanese VTubers that I actually subscribed myself to. That's like VTuber related in general. So
I see.
before like I think it was even before the introduction of the fifth generation. I've been like searching up like I knew about like Kizuna Ai and like basically all the other Japanese virtual YouTubers that was streaming around that time, and I ended up finding Corona because I ended up liking her model a lot. So
Yeah.
sub to her, and then to this day I still
This
like her.
adorable,
Yeah.
very active dog.
Yeah, one of my favorite members in Japanese in general, let alone of all times.
Yeah. But surprisingly, she isn't the first Hololive member that brought me into Hololive. But it is a member in the next gen that we're going to be talking about, from Holo Gamers onto Gen 3.
Here we go. This is gonna be
Yes.
interesting. This is where the
Should I start with who brought me in, or should we start with another member?
actually let's hear about who brought you into Hololive because
The
she's technically part of this group too.
Yeah.
So
The one member that brought me into Hololive in the first place is known as Hoshou Marine, which she is a pirate, a red pirate, but specifically I'd say she's a lewd pirate, which is can be questionable, but all the more she she is, for me, whether how she tries to act sexy and all that, lewd and all that.
it's
To
just
me,
funny.
I don't find her attractive in that way. I find her attractive because she is funny, so funny when it comes to her interactions with the rest of Hololive members, specifically her gen mates, which it pretty much brought me into Hololive, because
Just because of like her persona in
her
general and like
persona.
and the way how she acts basically when it comes
And the
to
fact that she's made fun of by some members as
Opa-chan.
as an old granny, that even though she says she's like, I'm 17, and then it's like, yeah,
That's hysterical.
it's so funny. Uh, so moving on to another member, funny member that I would like to mention.
Yes, I bet I know who you're gonna be talking about too.
Her name is her
Usada Pekora.
Usada Pekora, yes.
Peko, Peko.
I didn't remember her full name, but yeah,
Pekora,
Pekora.
basically.
Funny. Why? Because she's some people refer to her as like like the criminal,
The war criminal
the
of
war
Hololive.
criminal of Hololive. Yes, because of pretty much most of the things that she does is like relate to like war crimes and all that, which makes it so funny.
Coming from a rabbit of all
From
things.
a rap, I think she's supposed to be like some kind of goddess, but yeah, a rabbit. And
Usagi.
so it's so funny. Most of the things that she does, it gets her Hololive members and gen mates like killed. It's so funny, so funny. But yeah, she's a good singer. She's a good singer,
Yeah.
rapper, and
One other thing that I want to mention. Ha 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 ha.
oh yeah. I'd say one of, like, out of all the laughs in
She
Hololive,
has the best laugh.
she
in
has the
Hololive.
best laugh.
Bar
She
none.
says, I'm pretty sure, I don't know how it sounds for others, but it's like ha ha ha. But it's like
It's so spaced
it's so
out.
funny. It's spaced out, and it's what makes it even funnier is like the way that she laughs.
It goes up
People
and
can
down.
people can imagine it was like ha 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 ha, like goes, whether if it sounds like going up, going
Yeah.
down, diagonal, forward, left, right,
Exactly.
which is the most, I'd say the most recognizable laugh in
Yes.
HoloLive.
Like if you put like all the different HoloLive members in a laughing competition, you have to guess which one whose laugh is
You
which.
can
Yeah,
clearly,
you know who Pekora is.
yeah, you definitely know. So,
Good
moving on
gracious.
from
So
her at
yeah,
work.
let's move on to Shirogane Noel.
Shirogane, what?
Shirogane Noel.
Shirogane, yeah,
Yeah.
Shirogane Noel. She, from what I heard, she's supposed to be like the leader of the group.
If I'm not mistaken, I believe so.
The leader group. She is a supposed to be a muscle knight or like a knight, but focusing on her muscles, being like
Yes.
well, not the strongest member, but like technically like in terms of strength, like a very strong member. And her, I'd say, what would you say? It's like there are times she's funny. Her ASMR is great.
Yeah.
It's very great.
But I think she also like when it comes to her, I think of like her and like her other persona too, or like I don't know if I want to say persona, but like how sometimes people see it or dress up as her sometimes as a cow.
Do we want to go into that?
I sort of don't want to mention it as much,
the nightly
but
milk.
yeah. Let's just say that if you want to figure that out for yourself, do your own research on it, please.
And you'll definitely know why.
Yeah.
But
Before we could,
well, she's obsessed with beef bowls.
yeah.
Beef
Before we
bowls.
get ourselves
Yeah,
distracted.
that's why she's known with cows. She eats beef, a lot of beef bowls.
Let's move on to the next one.
Yes, but of course she's amazing.
She's amazing. She's great.
amazing in her own way. So
Shiranui Flare.
Shiranui Flare is the next member, and she like one of her best. To be honest, I think she's the one that I know the least.
Same with me, sadly.
Her interactions with her gen mate, specifically Noel,
Noel.
is like
They have a good dynamic ship together.
honestly, yeah, she does, along with other members like Marine and
Yeah, but I do admit I like her singing.
yeah, her singing is good. I haven't heard much of it, but like
Yeah,
from the ones that I have heard, yeah,
she's good. Whether she's like collabing with a bunch of friends or she's doing like her own original songs, they're great.
Yes.
I like them.
And by the way, her model, she is a dark elf, which honestly, she is the only like dark-skinned member in HoloLive.
Japanese wise.
Yeah. Well, and even now,
Oh yeah, that's true. I guess
she is the only dark-skinned member, which I honestly want to see more.
Yeah, that's true. I know a bunch. There are a bunch of indies that are out there that do have dark skin, but they aren't corporate compared to
They're
like.
not HoloLive. Okay?
Yeah,
This is what we're
that's true.
discussing.
That's true. That's true. But yeah, I believe there's also one more that we should
One more
probably.
member. I will let Ivan Chan take care of it.
Yeah, because sadly for this one, she is terminated, and as much as HoloLive doesn't want to.
I say graduate, but
Yeah, but sadly, yeah, it is, in fact, termination.
she's the first one.
Yeah, no, actually.
No, she wasn't the first one. No, never mind.
Yeah, because we brought up Hitomi Chris, right? But sadly, she was also terminated for reasons that we can't bring up as much. But she, in my opinion, she made a really
What's her
big
name?
impact. Uruha Rushia.
Uruha?
Yeah,
I don't know
Uruha.
if I'm saying it right.
Yeah, Uruha Rushia.
Rushia is a necromancer with green hair, and the funny thing with her is that whenever the other HoloLive members would make fun of her for being
Flat.
or as in Japanese,
Peton.
in Japanese,
Peton.
Peton. And so it's funny because like if you call her Peton, she will turn into a murderer and it's just like holding the knife and will just like, what did you say? Can you repeat that?
I feel like because of that too, she became one of the most popular members of HoloLive because that was like her own niche.
That was her own niche, yes. But sadly, she graduated.
She's no longer with HoloLive, and yeah.
So, yeah, sad day. And I didn't know much about her, sadly. So
See, I do actually know more about her too, even like during the time when she got terminated and stuff. Because actually, she was actually one of my favorite members in that group specifically until she got terminated. So
I wonder.
Yeah. So if you want
if that was your favorite, I'd say your favorite when she was a part of the. gen.
Yeah.
Who's your favorite now in Gen 3? I wonder who from that. I wonder who.
It's just,
Mine's
yeah.
more accurate than his, but I
Yeah,
know it
here
doesn't
you already
sound great.
mentioned yours, so I think it's sort of a given.
My
So.
favorite is Hoshou Marine.
Yeah.
Hoshou Marine.
And then for me, of course, it's Usada Pekora. So.
Yes, funny duo. Funny duo.
But that's Gen 3, Hollow Fantasy, if I'm not mistaken. So let's move on to the next
Gen
generation.
4. I don't remember the gen name.
Yeah, I don't remember their gen name either. I know.
It might be holoForce, I think.
Oh yeah, I think it might be.
holoForce. So the first member, I feel like is the first member I'd like to discuss is the one that graduated, quote unquote graduated.
Actually, I think we should bring her up last because I think she had the biggest impact.
Okay. So I guess we're gonna start off with Kanata.
Yeah,
What was
Kanata.
her full name?
I think it's Amata Kanata. Wait, Amade Kanata. Amane Kanata.
Yeah.
I feel so bad
So
because
her
this
name,
is her best
her
friend
name
too.
is her name is Amane Kanata, which
Oh
let's
my
call her
gosh,
Kanata.
Kanata,
She
I'm so
is
sorry.
she is an angel.
Mm-hmm.
But the funny thing is that her gen mates and other members love to call her Gorilla. Why? Because a interesting fact is because is because of her grip strength, which
That's what I was trying to show. What do you think? What I was trying to do?
anyway, and yeah, that's what he was showing.
Hentai.
The reason why she's called Gorilla is because of her grip strength, and which exceeds that of every other hololive member, which I believe her grip strength was at like 54 kilograms.
Something like that, yeah.
Something like that, which
She has like legit the strongest grip.
the fact that she can crush garlic in her hands.
Yeah, that fast, that hard too.
That easily.
I feel scared about knowing about that fact too because I have like one of the smallest hands in my family, and I feel like if I try to do that myself, I feel like my hand would break before the garlic.
Yeah, and besides from that, one she is a good singer. She is a good singer.
I was gonna bring that up.
And
Holy moly.
also, she is also one of the ones that is made fun of for being peton.
Yes.
Peton. And even though she's like, no, I am big opai. Big opai.
Yeah.
But yeah.
At least I love about that compared to like her and Rushia is that she actually like admits to the fact and like finds like an instant comeback immediately. But for Rushia, on her murder spree, just because of her
she's on
looks.
a murdering spree.
Yeah.
You can't talk sense with her. So
Yeah, but for Kanatan specifically, what I love about her, like as you mentioned, her singing. In one of the concerts that she performed in, she held a note for 20 seconds straight without taking a breath.
I can't do that.
I was trying to see if I could actually do that. The longest that I've gotten was 18 seconds, so I was super close.
Mine's too short.
No, because for me, I love singing like long notes at the end too. So.
So another member of Gen 4, it's her counterpart rather than an angel. She's supposed to be a devil.
Mm-hmm.
Her name is, I don't remember the full name, but her name is Towa.
I believe it's Tokoyami Towa.
Tokoyami?
I believe so.
Tokoyami Towa.
If so, I'm sorry if I got it wrong because I feel bad because I'm representing her at the moment.
He is wearing her cap.
Mm-hmm.
So she is a devil, and honestly, she has a good singing voice.
Yes, I really love her singing
voice as an idol, and I think her funny interactions with her gen mates along with other members. I don't remember who, but like with I guess with Matsuri more recently.
Yeah.
But yeah, she's like the funny thing for her is that even though she's supposed to be a devil, some of her fans and others call her an angel, which I find funny because she does act more like a good angel than a devil herself. So.
I feel like she's not even supposed to act like an angel, but she just doesn't see it compared to her fan base.
Yeah, pretty much. So.
But what also makes her unique about the rest of the members in the group too is that she's also a really good gamer.
She is a good gamer.
Especially when it comes to playing like first-person shooters, like Apex and stuff like that. Like when it comes to like her, Matsuri, Aqua, like she's like one of the best when it comes to those type of games.
Yes, yes.
Holy moly.
So, on to the next Gen 4 member. We would, Hime something,
Himemori Luna.
Himemori Luna, and she,
I think
she,
I
she
hope
is
I got her
supposed,
name right.
well, Luna.
Luna.
She is like a princess, something about the moon, maybe?
Yes,
Related to the
Moon
moon,
Princess, I believe.
because, of course, her name, Luna, is moon, and then Hime is the Japanese word for princess. And
Can they balance?
one interesting thing about her is that, like Sakura Miko, the way she talks sounds like that of a baby.
Yeah, exactly. Like yeah, you could easily tell who she is because of her voice.
Yes, the way that her voice and uh, the way she speaks and all that. Just she's pretty much a, she is also like a baby like
Yeah.
Miko.
You may think that she's also wholesome, but she also has a really hard side to her. And by that, I'll see if you know about this fun fact. Do you know that she actually owns a Harley Davidson?
I do know. She owns a motorcycle. Yes.
Yeah. So you don't want to mess with Luna, huh?
Besides from that, one, she is really good with the piano. Really good with the piano, and
Oh, I forgot what the instrument was really called. It's not a piano, but it's similar to it. I think it's called a ketone or something like that.
I don't know.
Yeah.
But technically, her piano skills are good.
Yeah.
Really good. And um, other than that, her interactions with like Subaru and Choco, and they're just funny, and really funny, and all that. So
One of my favorite moments from her too is that I think it was recent too, but like when she had a sleepover with Subaru Mel or not Mel Choco and another member that we'll be bringing up in the next gen, and they were having a contest.
oh gosh,
yeah.
I think I know what you're gonna
Yeah,
talk
yeah, yeah.
about.
You know what I'm talking about.
It's
but
like
yeah. Again, research that on your own. I don't want to bring that up here right now. But let's just say like when you hear Luna's voice in that
oh
collab,
yeah, her
Yeah.
voice changed.
Yeah, it's not her baby
her
voice.
more original.
Yeah, I feel like it's like her
realistic
normal
voice.
voice when she.
It sounds different.
Yeah, it sounds way
It
different.
doesn't sound like a baby.
Yeah, holy moly! Like search that up for yourselves if you want to hear that. But
Her
it's
name
quite
is
impressive.
Hime what?
Himemori Luna, I believe.
Himemori Luna.
I hope that's right.
Maybe, maybe not. Anyways, another member of Gen 4 would be Tsunamaki Watame.
Oh, thank God.
Yes,
I was gonna
I
butcher
know,
her last name so bad.
I know her
Thank you,
name.
thank you.
I'd say honestly, out of all of them, I'd say she is the funniest one.
Yes.
She's the funniest one. She is she is a sheep, technically, sheep with a harp, that kind of thing.
Yes.
And she one of the interesting things about her is that, well, one, her interactions with with a member from the next gen after Gen 4. That, and then like, shoot, honestly,
I think
one,
the
her singing is really good.
I was gonna mention her shorts in general.
Shorts.
Uh,
Oh yeah, she has
Watame did
little animations.
Yeah, Watame did borderly nothing wrong. I believe is what it's called, or was it borderline something wrong, something like that.
Well, the Japanese name for it is Kiri Kiri wa kunai Watame.
Yeah.
But translated in English is Watame did borderline or nothing.
Yeah, exactly.
Something borderline nothing wrong, something like that. But technically, her animations are funny and random. And
That's
the
my
fact
favorite thing about Watame.
her interactions with some of the other hololive members is amazing. It's amazing.
And now I think we saved the. I don't want to be put into bias onto it, but I think we saved the best for last for that group.
I think I'd say it's technically his favorite member, or member of Gen 4.
And I think, in my opinion, the most inspirational too. So
Actually,
if you know who you're referring to or who you don't see on my shirt, this is none other than Kiryu Koko.
Kiryu Koko, she is a dragon. First off, And she is also a Yakuza boss of her
Yes.
own gang.
Hmm.
And
And one of the tallest members of hololive back in the day.
yeah, I'd say the second tallest.
Yeah.
Second tallest compared to another member, not from JP, but
We'll
yeah.
get to that later on.
So I didn't know much about her when I got into Hololive, but from what I do know is that an interesting fact that I learned before was that the fact that she could speak English very well,
Hmm.
she was able to communicate or translate and communicate with not just Japanese fans, but with like overseas to
Hmm.
the point
Basically,
where she's pretty much the reason why
we have English today.
the EN branch became a thing. And
Hmm.
so if it wasn't for her, then we wouldn't have the EN branch, which
Hmm.
somewhere here. Um, yeah, she is very inspirational for that. And
Honestly, that was the reason why I loved her from the beginning.
and of course
Because,
she's fun.
yeah, of course, her humor, her dynamic relationship between Kanata.
Her gen mates
Hmm.
and others.
Yeah, Kanata specifically, because of how well they are with each other. And of course, like her being able to speak both English and Japanese fluently and understanding their audience really well
Yes.
really brought up to us, really brought it up to par. And again, like the best thing that I think is the reason why I really love Kiryukoko was the inspiration for bringing the EN branch over from what you mentioned too. And because
Yes.
of that, Hololive is like as popular as it could ever be. And because of that, you have like English members like gaining more subscribers than the Japanese members, and you have more watching and learning like Japanese members learning English and then vice versa, and then Japanese people watching English and then English watching Japanese and then so on and so forth.
Yes.
Yeah, and
But sadly,
due
she got
to due to stuff that we can't bring up to because of legal issues again, and
she graduated.
yeah, she sadly graduated. But in my opinion, is one of the best graduations and one of the
Yes.
best send-offs you could ever give.
Everyone, the fact that I've seen an animation where every whole live member saluted her, like
Yeah,
in a very respectful
yeah.
way. So
It was really hard to watch her performance
it
too
was,
because wow man, watching the other gen mates trying not to shed tears during the
especially her
performance,
gen mates.
it was so hard. Ah, but at the same time too, I mean, life goes on, and I don't know, hopefully she's doing like a lot of better things today too. Um, I feel like one way or another she's connecting back with Hololive, and
Some ways.
yeah, with a certain someone. But
So
yeah, but again, I'm pretty sure you might know who my
her
favorite member is
favorite,
from that gen. But otherwise,
but if it, yeah,
if it's
sorry.
not her, it's Watame.
Tsunamaki Watame is what your favorite after
Yeah, I know you
Kiryu.
probably would say Toa, but nah, it's actually Watame.
Yeah, for me, I mean, I would probably also say Watame because of her interactions with other members and
Mhm.
her quirkiness and all
Yeah, I
that.
just like her humor in general. It's
Yeah,
just something about that.
pretty much.
Yeah, I could say other things
But
about the other
yeah,
members
if
too, but yeah.
only I got into Hall Alive before Coco graduated, I'd probably say she would be my favorite as well. So.
Good morning, weather hackers.
Good morning, mother.
No, no, that's why I said weather hackers, man.
Mother.
That's why I said weather hackers.
Yes. Anyways, yeah, moving on from Gen 4 to Gen 5.
Otherwise known as, I like to call them Hollow 5.
But
Not Napolabo.
yeah, Napolable is what they're called now, but
Yeah,
as Ivan Chance says.
they are called Hollow 5 to me. I do not care.
So the first member, who would you like to introduce?
Let's introduce the four current members, and then we'll talk about the last one later.
The
So
fifth member,
Let's start with Lami-chan.
Lami.
I believe it's Yukihame Lami.
Is either that or Yukihara?
I could be wrong. I don't remember their names as much.
Her name is Lami,
Yeah,
or Rami, as some people would say.
Wami.
Wami, Rami, Lami. But technically it's spelled Lamy.
Yes.
She is from her model. She is an ice. She is supposed to be an ice elf.
Yes.
Very interesting. And one her singing is amazing.
Gorgeous.
Her interaction specifically with her gen mates and Marine, which they're funny.
Yeah,
Very
they're
funny.
funny.
Very
Holy
funny.
moly. They have a good dynamic ship together too.
Yes. Would she be the scaredy cat of the group?
I want to say yes.
Yes, and of course there's another really like scaredy cat in the group. But yeah, she is, especially like recently I'm hearing more of her voice where it's like raspy. It's like
Yeah. I don't know. I think that's what
yeah,
makes it charming about her.
yeah, that too. That too. Very interesting character. So, moving on, then another member would be
Shirobaki Botan?
yeah, I think
I think it's Shirobaki Botan.
Shirobaki Botan, or Botan des.
Yeah.
Botan.
Botan.
She is based off of a white lion, and pretty much, uh, where would I start?
She's a hardcore gamer.
She is a hardcore gamer, specifically in first shooter games. Like pretty much the best.
Yeah.
She is a sniper.
You do not want to mess with her.
The fact that she's pretty much a sniper of hololive. You do not. She is a really good first player shooter gamer, and pretty much that, and also she is into like building
Like computers.
computers
Yeah.
and NPCs and not NPCs.
Like basically like anything like
Gamer computer related.
Yeah.
And
But she's really good at it too. Holy moly.
she is chill. Like
Yeah.
she's one of the few members where she wouldn't, rather than being like jump scared very easily.
Oh yeah, she just laughs it
She
off.
laughs it off, and that's what.
Yeah, like a
one of
certain
her,
Indonesian member that we'll be talking about in our next video.
Yes, that's such a like a calm member, and the way her interactions with her gen mates is very hilarious.
Yes.
Very hilarious. So another member besides those two would be,
Let's talk about the seal girl next.
yeah, quote unquote seal girl, Momoza,
I believe it's Momosuzu Nene.
Momozu something, yeah. Nenechi, as
Nenechi.
I call her.
Yeah, I also call her
Nenechi,
Nenechi.
and Nenechi, honestly, I think she's supposed to be based off of like a bear.
Yes.
She's supposed to be based off of a bear, but yet some people refer to her as a seal. I don't remember why, but it was like some bit or clip, and it just became a thing. But
Yeah.
also, she's just to me she's like a high school girl in some way. So
Yeah. That's the way how I sort of portray her too.
never knew she was like a bear. Anyways,
One more thing, at least I want to mention about her too. At least she's one of the only ones that you're allowed to call her wife.
oh yeah, it's like I have a lot of husbands overseas and JP, so it's very funny. She's like one of the more sociable.
Yeah, she's one of the more outgoing members.
Yes, pretty much. And an interesting fact is that, like, unlike the majority of hololive members, she finds insects really interesting.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
The fact that she has a beetle collection.
It's impressive.
Like a beetle, like her pets are like beetles, specifically like I think rhinoceros beetles.
Yes.
And pretty much, so that's very interesting to me, my opinion.
It is too, honestly.
Where the other girls, if they saw like a little insect,
No,
they would freak out. So
no, honestly, that's really cool and fascinating for her because I
Yeah.
believe it's her hobby anyways. So
pretty much, so she's like already used to it and all.
yeah, let's talk about Polka next.
The last active, quote unquote, active member of Holo Gen 5 is
Holo 5.
Omaru Polka. She is based off of a fennec fox, and she's pretty much the circus. Like
Yeah,
she's
she
not a clown.
screams
She's not a clown.
circus.
You see her, she is the circus herself. She's not a clown, not a ringmaster, she is the circus. And one of the more, more active, or sociable, active
Yes,
hololive member. And
like she's basically the social butterfly out of the group, if
pretty
you ask me.
much,
Other than Nene.
the one interesting thing about her is that her, her like voice impressions and all that is very interesting. Like
Mm-hmm.
like she could change her voice to something else, and it'll be very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And pretty much that's, for example, like some of her songs, like you wouldn't realize that was like polka singing, and the voice changes is so noticeable. It's like,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I do love some of her songs.
When you brought up her songs in particular, there was one song that popped in my mind, and you could either say it's really catchy or really annoying, depending on the
I
listener.
might know, I might not know.
It's simple. It's literally just called Po.
I think I actually don't remember if I heard of it, but maybe not.
It's literally Polka just saying Po the entire song.
I mean, Botan says po, poi, poi, poi.
Yeah, but does she have a song
It's
that just
adorable.
just pui pui the entire
No,
time?
but I think she has a song that includes it.
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah. But for polka with po, it's literally repeated throughout almost the entire song. So,
Yes.
but in my opinion, as much as I think it's annoying, I think it's like funny annoying because I
Yeah.
think that's it's her
I'll have
charm.
I'll have to hear it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's her charm. That's what makes it unique. It's sort of like her covers too. Like for example, the one that you brought up to me before in the past, "Becoming Potatoes."
Yeah.
Really good.
Really good singing. Check out her songs, of course, along with the rest of all
Yeah,
live
check out
members.
all of their songs because each of them have their unique voices and each of them sound
Interesting
really
song.
good.
Yes. So, would you like to mention the quote unquote fifth member of Gen 5?
This is the reason
Because
why I still call them
And for
Hollow
me,
5.
I absolutely have no idea or no knowledge about her since, of course, before I got into hololive.
Yeah.
She was gone. So
Yeah, because if I'm not mistaken, I believe she only had 2 streams, but they were, in my opinion, they were really powerful. And for those of you who don't know what I'm talking about, her name is Mano Alawe. So basically, this VTuber is basically the fifth member, but sadly is a graduated member, not terminated, graduated. So if I'm not mistaken, I believe she's also a succubus, sort of like Choco Sensei. But what makes her unique is that she was like the one member in Hollow 5 that helped them grow together, basically. I feel like without Mano Alloway, I feel like the group isn't the same. That's why I sort of overlook Hollow 5 compared to the other gens.
yep.
Because like there's something about Alloway that means something so special for the other 4 members to help them connect with each other. But now that she's gone, it feels a little hard to. And the reason why, again, it's due to like stuff that I don't want to bring out because of like legal issues and
Controversies
stuff.
and stuff.
But the number one reason why I really like her is her singing. Because her second stream is literally her singing a bunch of songs. And the one song that I'm glad that they saved it on YouTube is her singing Happy Synthesizer. So for those of you who don't know that, it's basically a Vocaloid song with Gumi and Luca singing together. But this is just her version of the song. And the way how she sings it is so beautiful. It's so energetic. It's so bright. It's so peppy. It basically explains her. But, because of like stuff that I don't want to bring up in this video, sadly, she's not with HoloLive today. But I'm hoping she's doing well, whatever she's doing now. And yes, I do know what she's doing now, but I don't want to bring it up here. So, just like with like Coco. So, yeah, I'm just hoping the best for her, honestly. So,
I wonder what your favorite out of Gen 5 could have been.
yeah, could have been.
But yeah, I honestly wish I could have get to know her more back when she was a Hololive member. So,
But I could honestly guess who your favorite Hollow 5 members, or the Polabo member is.
oh, really? I would like to know.
Porca.
I'm not gonna lie. During this past
Am I
time,
wrong? Am
no,
I wrong?
no. The thing is that in a way, in some way, is like, of course, Polka. I guess Polka was the first one to be my favorite, but then it's like, over time, like all of them are like equal in a way.
That makes sense. I
All
could
of them
definitely
are
see that.
equal in a way, rather
Yeah.
than a specific
Yeah.
member. Like, I do love each of them. The way they interact and
Yeah.
some of the things they
Yeah.
do and all that.
That's the reason why, because if you were to ask me who my favorite out of the group is now, I can't tell you because they're all great.
Yeah, they're all
That,
great in their own. They're like they're equals in a
yeah,
way.
exactly. And I feel like from behind, Aloe is just cheering them in the back.
Yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
But
That's why I can't pick a favorite. It's hard.
If Aloe was still active,
She would definitely be
she
my
would be
favorite.
her favorite. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
but I don't want to bring up too much on that. I don't want to cause like any more controversy than needed. All right,
that
let's move
is
on.
Gen 5.
Let's move on.
Moving on from Gen 5 to Gen 6, we have
Horo.
HoloX.
Horox.
Well, yeah, as they call it, Holux, or as I call it, HoloX. Right?
No, it's Horox. Because
Okay. Yeah. Holux.
Rox means six in Japanese. Roku.
Yeah, okay. I can see that now. Okay. So, starting off, let's start with the leader of this quote unquote evil organization, and he knows more than me about her, so I'll let you
Laplace
begin.
Darkness.
Laplace Darkness.
Okay, the smallest member in
She's
HoloLive.
also, yeah. Is she the smallest member?
I believe she is.
Besides her massive horns that
No,
comes
they
out of
don't.
her
I
head.
don't count the horns. Just from her head down.
She's like one of the youngest, like also a Kusagaki,
Yeah, I was about to
a
bring that out.
cheeky brat in a way, but of course she is the leader of Holux.
Yeah,
So
but at the same time too, she's a very hardcore gamer.
she's a hardcore gamer, and just to me, her interactions with not just with gen mates, but like with other members like Aki or Tokino Sora and some others, very interesting.
Makes her unique, honestly.
Yeah, it makes her unique in a way. So, moving from the leader of the group,
I think you should introduce the next
the
member.
executive,
I believe so.
executive, executive of, I guess, secretary in a way.
Give or take. I don't remember what
I know it's like
she was known as.
executive something, but her name, this member, her name is Takane Louie. Takane Louie. She is supposed to be a hawk. So she is also a part of one of the newer members of Holotori, that small group of birds. And honestly, one thing about her is that she out of the majority of the HoloLive members, she knows English well.
Yeah, really
The
well.
fact that specifically like a recent trip that she went on with some of the members, she was pretty much their translator and tour guide towards when they went to America, where I'd say specifically California. So
Yeah. Let's just say that they had fun meeting the rat.
yes. Other things is of course, her interactions with Laplace and Chloe. Oh, shoot. Her gen
We're
mates and
mentioning her in a
other
bit.
whole live members. I also like her interactions with Inugami Korone because it's funny and some of the things they talk about from their streams. So yeah, that's talking to Louis, the hawk, not flamingo. The executive secretary or president or something like that.
I think she's the secretary. She's the
Probably.
one underneath the leader, basically.
Yes. So moving on.
Let's talk about the scientist next.
The scientist. Her name is. I don't. Her full
I
name.
feel like I'm gonna butcher this. I think it's Hakuri Koyori.
Hakuri.
I hope it's Hakuri.
Maybe.
Again, I'm sorry if I don't
of
remember.
course, her name is Korone.
Korone! She's right here!
Koyori sounds.
Koyorin.
I'm gonna cry. Anyways, yeah, Koyori. She is a pink-haired coyote,
Yes.
and honestly, out of her gen mates, you say she's the craziest one?
Yeah, I say so.
She's the
honestly.
craziest one. She's the scientist.
Yeah, she's like the
and
mad
with
scientist.
some of the things, some of the her potions and experiments that she's done in a certain animation in hololive, my gosh, my gosh.
She just shares something. I'll just say that.
She's also sociable.
Yeah, she's like the
More
social butterfly of the
sociable
group.
yeah, pretty much, other than Louis.
Yeah, because when it comes to different collabs, when it comes to other members in Gen 6, I see her a lot.
Yes, yes, I do too.
Hmm.
So that's other than that, I don't really know too much about her.
Yeah, sadly, I think out of like all the members in that group, she's one of the ones that I know least of.
Yeah.
The next one
So,
that I'm gonna bring up though.
but she's probably although I will say her intro music is very interesting,
Yeah.
very interesting and good. So there's that. Anyways, on to the next Hololive member. Who would you like? The
I believe we have left the intern and the cleaner, if I'm not mistaken.
was it intern? No, I don't think it's the. Okay, we'll go with the intern. So for the intern, technically she's pretty much the bodyguard of the of Holox. Her name is Kazuma Iroha
Mm-hmm.
or Iroha,
Ira.
and she is a samurai, but technically she's made fun of as ninja.
Yeah.
So I don't hear as much as before, but like I do like when people are like, "Hey, ninja." No, I'm not ninja. I'm samurai.
No, especially when she first debuted and everyone's making fun of her for it. I
In
didn't
some
like
ways,
that.
she does look like a ninja.
Yeah,
Some
exactly.
ways, but no, she's not.
She's samurai.
Also, like out of Holoxa, she is not as much as Louis, but she does know some English.
Mm-hmm.
Know some English, and the way that she says, "No, I'm not ninja. I'm samurai," is great.
It's cute. I think that's what makes her adorable, honestly.
Yes, her,
I don't know if she'll accept that fact, but
she's a ninja in some people's
Mhm.
hearts. But yeah, she's honestly, I don't know if I've heard any of her songs, but I know she has a good voice for
She
singing.
does. She does. I've heard her sing a couple songs before, and I think they're really good. Honestly,
Mm,
even the covers, they're really good.
yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm gonna have fun with this next one then.
The last member of Holox, the cleaner, I'd say.
I believe she was called the
Doubt,
cleaner.
explain, doubt. So I'll let you start off with it.
None other than our beautiful orca girl, Sakamata Chloe.
Sakamata and Orca, or
Orca. Orca whale,
Orca.
VTuber.
Yes, that
AKA the stinkiest.
despite being the cleaner of the group. Yeah, she is made fun of for being stinky. Why? Because
She
unlike
doesn't
the other,
shower.
she doesn't like
No,
showers.
yeah, she doesn't want
Even
to.
though I will say, yeah, she does clean herself, but like
Hmm.
she just doesn't like showers as much as almost everyone else. So
Exactly.
some people would make fun of her as like she is stinky, and it's like no, I am not stinky, and that kind of thing.
Hmm.
So there's that funny.
She's also a really good singer.
She's a also a good singer.
Yeah, if you want to differentiate her, whenever she speaks in front of a camera, like you could tell like that's Chloe. But when you hear her sing, it sounds like someone's like singing majestically.
It
It
sounds like a
sounds
different person
exactly.
from what
It's
I've heard.
yeah, it's so amazing. Like the first time I've heard her sing, I was like, "Is that really Chloe?" And then like, "Oh, it is." She just has like a different singing style, which makes it so amazing to hear. That's
Yeah.
one of the reasons why I love her. Other than my opinion that she's also funny.
And
Um,
I think out of all of them, she's I'd say the most adorable one.
yes. You say the most adorable, I
I
say the most sexiest.
that's his opinion. That's not me. But I find her adorable.
I find her adorable and sexy.
Yes, yes.
Because you can see who my favorite in that gen is.
So yeah, his favorite. And my favorite, I think we can. I think you guys can take a guess.
It's
To
Laplace Darkness.
sure. It's Lapis. Yeah, definitely the leader. Yeah, Lapis.
We love you, Laplace.
Yes, and every other hololive member.
Mm-hmm.
So, moving on, we are getting close to the end of where hololive is
Yeah.
at the moment. So,
We have one more to talk about.
one more group, but before that, we
Mm-hmm.
will mention
Real quickly.
she debuted last year, I believe, in April, and how A-chan is the first staff member. So she was at the time she was by herself as a staff member and a VTuber, but now we have a new staff member that got a VTuber model and pretty much is A-chan's kohai. Kohai is
The one
Japanese for
training underneath
it's
the
like
superior.
it's like
So think about like
apprentice.
yeah, basically think about like
Apprentice.
master and servant or like master and trainer, I
It's
guess you could
like
say.
you're
You're training someone basically. So if someone is training you, or
apprentice.
yeah, basically your
Apprentice.
apprentice.
The young
The
ones.
young ones, yeah. Well,
Her
ironically, Nodoka's older than
yeah, her
H-chan.
name is no. She's older.
Yeah, she's even older than me. Surprisingly.
I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
thought
I
she
didn't
was
know that
younger.
either until I found that out. It was interesting.
Oh my gosh. Well, anyways, yeah, her name is no. I don't remember her full.
Nodoka-chan.
Nodoka, and one funny thing when she debuted is that unlike her senpai, she isn't Paton.
Oh, yeah,
She
that's...
isn't Paton, and so
Yeah.
I honestly well, I don't really see her as much in like doing her own thing, but like when she collabs or do videos with Achan, I find it interesting, even though I haven't seen that much of that
Yeah.
of them. But technically, I find it interesting. You got the senpai and the kohai. After many years, Achan
As a kohai.
has a kohai, and yeah,
Honestly, I find the dynamics between Achan and her adorable.
I
So,
hope we get more
me
more
too.
staff members with
Yeah.
V2.
Especially when it comes to like representation too. So not just the female members, but hopefully more for some of the male members too. But
Which
that's a video for another day.
yes. So moving on from the new staff member, the most recent group added,
And I
and
feel like we're gonna be talking
we
about the least.
know the least, yes, because they were added during this year.
Yeah.
It is called Holo. Well, it has like a few names to it. So like Holo Dev or Holo Devis, Dev is,
Yeah.
and
Or for me, the way how I pronounce it is hololive device.
device. Yeah, probably that too. And they're not like the next gen, like generation. They're not generation 7. They're like holo gamers. They're like the in between kind
Yeah,
of group.
basically. So think of them as like 6.5.
Weren't there for that group? Are they supposed? They were supposed to be like more of the singing kind of
Yeah,
group.
exactly.
More
It's
the
like
more quote unquote idols.
yeah, the idols, while the rest of them
Are
were gamers.
gamers, comedians, and all that stuff.
When ironically, this group also does gaming
They
and
also
singing too.
yes, yes. So for these 5,
I actually don't know the last names of these, only the first
the
names.
fact that they're still pretty much new to us, we don't exactly
Yeah, we don't know
we
much
don't
about
know
them.
much or of them. So
According to what I have here on my television screen, let's go from left to right, starting out with Ao-chan.
Ao-chan, and the one things I picked up from her is that like she looks like she looks like a guy, but
Yes.
technically she's a girl.
Yes.
So she has short hair, blue hair, and like a calm, I guess, calm like kind of voice
Yes.
nature to her. But we'll see how she progresses over time. So there's that.
I don't
That's
know
all
much about
that's all
her
I know.
too. Yeah. So next, let's talk about Kanade-chan, the cute
Kanade.
blonde one. I think I could probably bring more of this because she's my favorite of the group. So basically, she's the blonde one, as I said before.
Yeah.
She has, in my opinion, she has like one of the more unique laughs too. In the more sarcastic side of things, If you've seen her play Mario Kart, you know what I'm talking
Please,
about.
honestly, please reenact that.
I love it. It's just so adorable. It's cute. I love it. Besides that, she's also good. I think she mentioned that she's also really good at playing the piano.
Mm,
Other than her singing, she also plays piano. So
okay.
yeah, that's how much I know about her, though.
The next member that I would say the one I probably know the most out of them is, hopefully I don't butcher the name, but Ichijo Rilika.
Lirika.
And
Yeah.
what I know is that, like, when I say she's a blonde hair,
She's
it's
orange
like
hair.
pink to orange
Yeah,
hair.
she's orange hair. Yeah, looking at from what I'm seeing,
From
she is
what
orange
I,
hair.
yes, from what I know is that she actually knows some English because she has moved to America before with her
Yes.
parents and all that. Learned, I think, 5 years
Yes.
like for
And then
school there,
she
and then she moved
moved
back.
back. Yeah.
So she knows some English. She's able to talk to some of Ian and ID. And one thing I would say, and I think some people can agree, is that her model, her model reminds me of an anime character named Marine from My Dress Up Darling.
Marin
And in some
Kitagawa.
cases, she does kind of,
She gives that vibe.
she gives that vibe, and sometimes, like, in some ways sounds like her.
Oh gosh.
So
Can you imagine the voice actress of Marin Kitagawa was actually her?
it could, I don't
At
know.
the same time, I don't
But like
want to.
she reminds me of
Yeah,
her. So, and that anime is good.
it
Is
is. It
good.
is.
Very
Holy
good. I
moly.
can't wait for season 2 for that.
Next character, because we have two more to talk about, and then we completed everyone so far.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about Raiden.
Her full name would be, what the heck?
Can I see?
Jufu Te
Jufute Raiden.
Raiden, yes. When she first debuted, all I know is that she first debuted, she was wearing a mask, but then when revealed, of course she's a girl.
Yes.
And she has an interesting voice. The fact that,
She has a wild side.
yeah, she's like the crazy one out of the
Yeah.
group. And the one interesting thing that I've learned, or not learned from her, not learned, but like when she interacts with like others, is that one, she's probably the one person that that in some ways sounds like Pekora,
I could hear that.
especially her laugh.
Yeah, she actually has a similar laugh to Pekora.
That
That's
and
scary.
yes, and then also like I like how she like tries to be the little sister of everyone else, and like she's very cheerful for them. So
Yes. However, she does have I want to say dark side, but not really, because she did mention
I
that she
don't
likes
know
to
much.
drink alcohol and she also
I
smokes.
mean, the others drink some kind of alcohol,
Yeah, but I think
but
when it comes to
probably
Raiden, on the other hand, it sort of like goes off
she
the shelf for
drinks.
me. Because like I don't know if any of the other HoloLive members smoke, because I feel like only Raiden does. That's just what I was thinking though, but I don't know.
Well, overall, she is funny with her interactions with the other members. She is funny. And the last member, Todoroki Hajime. And the one thing I would say, she is like a gang boss. She is like a boss of her own gang, like Kiryu Koko. And another interesting about her is that she sounds like she's pretty much,
She has the baby talk.
she has the baby talk like Miko and Luna. The way she speaks, um, either Japanese or English, it's like you'll be mistaken as a baby.
Exactly. It sounds monotonous, but in a really funny and somewhat quirky, cute way.
Yes, yes, it's meant.
Because like when you try to listen to how she speaks in Japanese compared to another member, it's like, what's she trying to say? You have to like double take on what she says.
She needs a translator.
Yeah, exactly. You need to listen to what she has to say. Like, if not once, you need to ask her again about what she's saying.
Yeah. So yeah, that is Dev.
Device. Now,
Those,
who's your favorite out of the five?
of course, we're still getting to know these people, but for time being, I will say my favorite would be Ririka because of some of the things I said and the fact that she could speak English as well, which makes which I can understand because she does sometimes speak English in her streams and videos, so I
Yes.
can understand that. So
Kanade for me.
yeah,
Straight up.
Kanade, the blonde one,
Mm-hmm.
is his favorite.
She looks the cutest in the group to me too, so that's why I sort of went for her.
They're all cute in their own way, Ivan
Exactly.
Chan.
Yeah, that's true. I can't blame
They're
them
all
for
they're
that.
all cute. All of Hololive
Yeah.
is cute.
I mean, what can we say about it? Because again, each member of HoloLive, in whether it's Japanese, English, or Indonesian, have their own unique sense to them whatsoever.
Yes.
And it's what helps them find their strengths and weaknesses among each other.
Yes. So
But yeah, this is our discussion today about
of Hololive, specifically the
the
JP
Japanese.
branch. And until there is more introduced, which
We're
no
definitely
doubt
going to
there
be
is,
discussing about them in the
we
future.
would, yes.
Yeah.
So,
And eventually, if our channel grows, we might even do like maybe like live reactions about like how we think about the newer members and whatsoever.
and of course, yes, pretty much. So,
But for now, we're going to stop here because
that,
in the future, we'll be discussing
and the
more.
next few episodes. Oh, wait, actually, I'm sorry. Ren.
Yeah. The next episode that we're going to be focusing on is the Indonesian branch.
That will be the next episode. This is part 1. Next episode, part 2.
And then following that will be part 3, where we're going to be talking about English. And I feel like that's going to be one of our longest conversations, other
Either
than I believe
that,
this one.
and yeah, since we would pretty much, we technically know the most. Out of all of them, we know them the most because, one, we can understand what they're saying and
Yeah.
all that. So,
And it's going to be a fun video regardless.
very interesting.
Because
yes.
yeah, I feel like that's going to be the one we're going to be talking the most. We sort of rapid fired through this one, but I feel like even though we did, oh no, even though we rapid fired through all of them, we went through them so quick. But it also feels like it's been so long. But or is she good?
Yes, it's fine.
Good. But yeah, so we're going to stop our conversation for now, right here. And then we'll continue Indonesia for another time. So stay tuned for when that happens. And then again, thank you again for joining us in today's episode.
Yes.
So again, if you want to follow us on social media and stuff, we're on ICduhweebs on here on YouTube. I have my own socials. Casman
I
has his
still
own
have
socials.
yet to show my Instagram, but
Yeah,
that'll be soon. That'll be soon.
exactly. But again, thank you for joining us, and we'll catch you guys in the next episode.
Yes.
Yeah, and before we forget too, in the comments, who is your favorite HoloLive Japanese member?
And if you don't have one or you don't know,
Who do you think's your favorite from who we discussed today?
yes, and also if you're not if you're new, then you know something about them. Also, yeah, check them out. They're really great.
Yeah, for sure. This is why we love HoloLive, right?
Yes, these
All right.
VTubers.
That's a wrap from us.
Yeah.
So, bye guys.
See ya.
Peace.
My children. My children.